Hello friends, welcome to a new video. Today we will become real paleontologists because we have to build the skeleton of 3 different dinosaurs. And we will do it through their fossil remains, which are hidden inside these dinosaur eggs. We have a Tyrannosaurus rex, a Velociraptor, and finally a Triceratops. Let's start by uncovering the Tyrannosaurus rex. Look, the egg is quite big. And here, we already have a picture of what our skeleton figure will look like. Let's open it up so we can see better how many pieces it contains. It tells us that the skeleton is made up of 13 different pieces. And I think that inside we also have a mini book with information about the T-Rex. Let's remove this part. And here we have our egg. Wow! It's cooler than I thought. As you can see, it comes with different textures, and the color is also pretty cool. As you can see, it opens from the top. Let's press to see if we can open it, and here it is, friends. All the fossil remains come inside this little bag. We need to be careful not to lose any pieces. Let's take them out. And the first thing we need to do before building it is to sort the pieces and see if we have any instructions to follow the steps. Let's see. For now, over here we have information about the Tyrannosaurus rex in different languages. And here we have the step-by-step instructions on how to build the figure. Also, we can see other models that we might get. There are a lot of different types, both herbivorous and carnivorous dinosaurs, all of them really cool. We're going to assemble the Tyrannosaurus rex now. And now that I have all the pieces sorted, let's start assembling. But first, take a look. This is what the fossil remains of this T-Rex look like. The pieces are plastic, but I like them because they come in this color. They look aged, as if they had been buried for millions of years. To start, we're going to use the central part of our dinosaur, where you can see that we already have the upper part of its skull in place. We still need to place the lower jaw, which we will do in a moment. Before placing the other piece, we need to fit part of its tail. As you can see, we need to line up each hole with the matching spot. Next, we are going to place the other part of its body, also holding the tail in place so it stays secure. Let's try to place each of the holes in its place so that it fits completely and everything stays well secured. We press firmly so it doesn't come off. And now we're going to continue with its back legs. We need to make sure that we place them correctly. That is, one leg on the right side and the other leg on the left side. We insert it into the holes and press down firmly. Now we have one of its back legs. Let's continue with the next one. As you can see, it's quite easy to assemble. And above all, it's very fun and entertaining. Now, we just need to put on the last part of its tail, the front legs, and what's left of its jaw. Look, the tail is super long. You already know that the Tyrannosaurus rex was known for having a very thick, long, and heavy tail, which served as a counterbalance to help it maintain its balance. Now, let's put on its tiny front legs. Another interesting fact about the T-Rex is that it only had 2 fingers on its front legs, which is something very characteristic of this type of dinosaur. And we're almost done assembling it. We just have to add the most impressive part of the T-Rex, its jaw. And now, this dinosaur's fossil remains are complete. We've built its entire skeleton, and look how cool it turned out. I love the color of the bones. And the best part is that we can move both its front and back legs and see all the details of its skull and jaw. We can see all the indentations in the top part of its skull, and on the underside, we can see its sharp teeth. As a fun fact, I can tell you that some of the longest teeth of the T-Rex could reach up to 20 centimeters, and just its head alone could measure more than 1.5 meters. Impressive! Let's leave the skeleton of this T-Rex here, which, as you can see, also stands upright. And let's continue uncovering a herbivorous dinosaur. It's a Triceratops. First, we remove the plastic from our egg. It tells us that the Triceratops is made up of 12 pieces. And here we have the little bag and also the booklet with step-by-step instructions on how to assemble it. Just like we did with the T-Rex, we're going to carefully take out all the pieces. And we'll keep them organized so that none get lost. You already know that the Triceratops was known for its large crown-shaped skull. Here we have part of it. You already know that it had 3 horns on its head. And here we have the instructions. We also have information about it in several languages. It tells us that it was about 9 meters long and could reach up to 3 meters in height. And these are the steps we need to follow to be able to build the complete skeleton of the Triceratops. I already have some of the pieces in place, for example, the tail on one of the sides and also the legs, both the hind legs and the front legs. Now, what we have to do is join both sides, the right side and the left side. To do this, we need to insert these sticks into the hole. We try to fit it in as best as we can. And once we have it, we press so that it stays snug and secure. Look, we already have the body of our Triceratops. Now, we just need to put on its skull. But before we do that, let's take a look at it, because look how cool it is. It had a crown-shaped skull. And the best part is that we can also open and close the jaw. As you can see, its teeth weren't very big, since it only ate plants, grass, leaves, fruits, and also roots. I don't know if you knew this, but some herbivorous dinosaurs had a strong beak to dig into the ground and eat the toughest roots they could find. And now we're going to place its skull. We need to insert it into this hole. And we press firmly until it's completely in place. And there we have it, friends. Look how cool it turned out. This Triceratops is smaller than the T-Rex we opened earlier. Also, the Triceratops lived during the Cretaceous period, about 65 million years ago. Let's leave it here. And we'll continue with the last dinosaur we have left to assemble. This time, it's a Velociraptor, another carnivorous dinosaur. And it tells us that it's made up of 14 pieces. Out of the 3, it's the one with the most pieces, since the Tyrannosaurus rex had 13 and the Triceratops had 12. And the Velociraptor, which is the one we're about to open now, contains 14. Just like with the previous ones, we need to open it from the top. And here we have the instructions for assembly in the little bag with all the pieces we'll use to build the skeleton of our Velociraptor. Wow! And look, this one comes with a platform. It's made to look like a rock. It must be so the Velociraptor can stand upright. Here we have its long tail. And here we have the Velociraptor skeleton almost fully assembled. Have you noticed which piece is missing? That's right, it's missing its long tail, which I have right here. As you know, the Velociraptor was a carnivorous dinosaur. It was actually quite small. It could measure about 1 meter in length. Also, its body was quite slim and thin, which allowed it to run at great speed. Its jaw was quite long, and it had a lot of very sharp teeth. It's true that they were small teeth, but they were very sharp, so they could sink very well into the flesh of the animals it wanted to eat. In addition, it had 2 hind legs with strong claws, as you can see here. It comes with this platform, so it can stand upright. And as a fun fact, I can tell you that its long, thin tail helped it change direction when it was running at high speed. They hunted in groups, so no prey could escape from them. Look, it can also open and close its jaw, something I love. Let's leave it here. And as you can see, we already have all 3 dinosaurs put together. Without a doubt, the one I like the most is the great Tyrannosaurus Rex. The figure is super big, bigger than the previous 2. The best part is that we can also keep the eggs. This way, we can assemble and disassemble our dinosaur skeletons as many times as we want. So, fun is guaranteed. And now, my friends, it's time to say goodbye. See you in the next video with more fun surprises. And don't forget that if you like this video, you can help me by giving me a thumbs up. And I invite you to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. I'm sending you a big kiss. Goodbye. Hi friends, welcome to a new video. Look, today I've got some new Dinoblocks for you. As you know, these are dinosaurs that come disassembled and we have to use all our skills to build them like a puzzle. In the end, we'll get a 3D figurine. How about we start with this one? As you can see, it comes in a transparent bag, so we can already figure out which dinosaur is inside. Let's open it. We have to be very careful because there are some very small pieces, so they could get lost. The easiest way to start assembling is to sort the pieces. That's the first step. Here we have the central part. Let's put the legs somewhere else, along with its head and tail, and start assembling it. First, we take the central part of our dinosaur. I've already placed these small black pieces that will help us attach the legs. But the first thing we're going to do is put its head on. We need to insert it into the hole. Let's see. We press until it clicks to make sure it's properly fitted. Now we're going to attach its tail, which is one of the most distinctive parts of the Ankylosaurus. We've got it, and now we just need to attach its legs. We need to make sure we put the legs on correctly. That is, the left leg on the left side and the right leg on the right side. Now we attach one of its front legs. As you can see, the back legs are slightly bigger than the front ones. We also need to be careful with that, so we don't make a mistake and put them on the wrong way. Now we just have the last one left. As you know, the Ankylosaurus was also called Armored Dinosaur. Oops, this one is putting up a fight. We've got it now. It was called an armored dinosaur, and now we can see why. It's because its body looked like a big suit of armor. Its skin was very thick and completely covered in spikes. That made it almost unbreakable. In addition, it also had a long tail with a ball or club at the tip, which it used to swing from side to side and defend itself from predators. Also, on its head, it had several spikes. It was a herbivorous dinosaur. It fed on plants. And here we have a strong beak that it used to dig into the ground. Well, we already have the first one here. Let's put the herbivores on one side and the carnivores on the other. Let's see what we get now. Wow! Here we have a figure that's much bigger than the previous ones. Let's see what it is. Well, this figure already comes practically assembled for us. Look, it comes with its legs already attached. We can take them off again to build it ourselves, but since it already comes like this, we'll just leave it. Look, I love the colors. Darker blue on the top, light blue on the bottom, and these silver details, which I really love. To find out which dinosaur it is, let's put its head on so we can see the whole thing. I'm sure many of you already know its name. It looks a lot like a Triceratops, but it's not a Triceratops. You already know that Triceratops have 3 horns on their heads, but this one only has 1 horn, right on top of its nose. Also, its crown-shaped skull is completely covered with large spikes. At the top, they are much bigger. Look, it can move its back and front legs, its head from right to left, and also up and down. Its name is Styracosaurus. It's from the same family as the Triceratops, but it's different, as you can see. It used its horn and the spikes on its skull to face off against other individuals, or to defend itself from predators that wanted to attack it. Let's leave it here. I think this is the biggest figure we're going to get. Oops. Since it's a herbivore, we'll leave it on the right side. And now, let's continue with a different one. Let's see. This comes in different shades of green. And we're already seeing a super long neck, so this is a Brachiosaurus. I've already quickly put on the legs of this herbivorous dinosaur. And now we're missing the coolest part, which is its neck and its head. The Brachiosaurus is one of those long-necked dinosaurs. It had a vertical neck and its legs were very big and sturdy, since they had to support the weight of this long neck. It also had a very distinctive skull that set it apart from other long-necked dinosaurs, like Diplodocus. It also had a long tail. It lived during the Jurassic period, more than 200 million years ago. Let's continue with another one. And look, I see a big spiny crest. After getting 3 herbivorous dinosaurs, we finally have a big carnivore. We take it out of the little bag very carefully. Wow, we can already see a huge crest. We can see its upper jaw, and we need to place the lower jaw piece, which we will look for right away. Its name is Dimetrodon, and I love it because it can open and close its jaw, revealing its sharp teeth. Let's put it quickly. Its tail. And let's put its legs. It had 4 legs. Its body was very similar to the body of lizards. But this time, the Dimetrodon was gigantic in size. We already have its front leg. Let's put on the other one. Let's see. Let's make sure they're facing the right way. We just fit it into the holes until we hear the click. And friends, the Dimetrodon had a crest of spines that could reach up to 2 meters in length. Impressive! I really like the colors of this little figure. And also, its crest is made of a softer plastic, which means we can bend it. It also comes with different color shades, and I love that. It also lived during the Jurassic period. It was a great predator. Well, let's put it on the left side, since it's the first carnivorous dinosaur we've gotten. Let's continue with another little bag. This one comes with an illustration, which looks like the instructions. And look, it's a marine reptile. It's also the first one we get. We'll place it on the left side, because even though it was a marine reptile, it was also a carnivore. It fed on meat. Let's see. Let's look at the instructions. As you can see, it's a mosasaur, and it explains to us step by step how to assemble it. Let's get to work. Look, here we have the underside of our mosasaur. We've attached its 4 flippers and what would be its tail. Now, to make sure everything stays in place, we need to put on the top part, lining up the holes. We try to put it on the right way, and now we press until everything fits together. Look, the good thing is that its flippers can move from side to side, and also its tail, from right to left. We just need to put on the coolest part, which is its head. We simply press it on, and now it's fixed. Look how cool it turned out. As you can see, it's very easy to assemble, and it looks amazing. Also, look at this. I wasn't expecting this. Its jaw is shaped like a clamp. That means it doesn't stay open in a fixed position. Instead, it's like a clamp so it can grab things. Look, it seems like it's biting my finger. Oh! It was a marine reptile that lived in the oceans of our planet. Impressive! It was gigantic in size. And as you can see, it had 4 flippers. The 2 front ones were a little bigger, and it had a tail. It could swim at high speed and eat large prey from the ocean. Wow! We can even catch a dinosaur. Look, it has a pretty strong jaw. I love it. Since it's a carnivorous dinosaur, we'll put it on the left side. And we still have dinosaurs left to discover. Let's see which one we get now. We can already see its head. And this horn at the back already tells us that it's a Parasaurolophus. It also comes in some really cool colors. I've already put the legs on our dinosaur. Look, it comes in red with yellow, brown, and black. Honestly, the colors are amazing. And now we're going to put on the most distinctive part of the Parasaurolophus, which is its head. According to researchers, it's still not known for sure what this rear horn was used for. Also, here in this little figure, we can see that it's a quadrupedal dinosaur. But actually, the Parasaurolophus could also walk on 2 legs. That is, it was both bipedal and quadrupedal. And we put another dinosaur on the right side, another herbivore. Now we have 4 herbivores versus 2 carnivores. And we only have 2 little bags left. Let's see. Look, we have one. I think it's a dinosaur from the movie Jurassic World, Indominus Rex. A carnivorous dinosaur with modified DNA. That is, genetically modified to be more powerful, more lethal, and more intelligent. The first thing we're going to do is finish assembling its head. As you can see, we have its head with its eye in the upper jaw, where we can already see the sharp teeth. But we still need to attach the lower jaw. And now it's ready so it can open and close its jaw. I already have the body prepared with its legs attached. Look, the hind legs are super big, while the front legs are smaller. And it used them to help itself while eating. And now, we finally have our Indominus Rex finished. The best part of all, friends, is that afterwards we can combine the pieces with other dinosaurs. For example, let's put the head of Indominus Rex on the body of the Ankylosaurus now. You'll see how fun it is. This way, we can create 1,000 different combinations. Let our imagination run wild. And build our own invented dinosaurs. Look how cool this is. This is going to look amazing too. An Ankylosaurus head on an Indominus Rex body. How cool! I think it's really fun. What do you think about leaving it like this, mixed together? They look like mutant dinosaurs. And now we just have the last little bag left in the box. Let's see. We have some dark colors here. And by the shape of the skull, I would say it's a Triceratops. Here are the loose horns. In previous videos, we've already gotten some Triceratops, but in different colors. We almost have it ready. We just need to put its skull on its head. To attach it, we're going to use this piece that was included. We insert it into the body, and now we put the head on. Perfect, everyone! Honestly, I think the colors are very well chosen. Also, look at this detail. It seems like this Triceratops is from some laboratory because they put 2 devices on it. They might be tracking devices to see where it moves. Look, it can move its head from right to left, and also its legs. As you know, the Triceratops had 3 horns on its head and a crown-shaped skull. It was herbivorous and fed on plants, grass, and leaves. Look, earlier we got this gigantic figure of a Styracosaurus. As you can see, its body is very similar. It only has a few differences in the shape of its skull, but both are impressive. Which one do you like more, the Triceratops or the Styracosaurus? I think I like the Styracosaurus more, especially because of the spikes it has on its skull. Impressive! And now, friends, we're done with today's video. Here we have all the dinosaurs we've managed to build. The truth is, I really like these figures. The best part is that we can put them together and take them apart as many times as we want. And we can also mix and match them. As you can see, we've got 5 herbivorous dinosaurs. We have the Ankylosaurus, the Brachiosaurus, the Triceratops, the Parasaurolophus, and the Styracosaurus. And we've only got 3 carnivores. The Indominus Rex, the Mosasaurus, and over here, the Dimetrodon, which is one of my favorite dinosaurs. Also, I think it's the figure I like the most out of all the ones we've gotten. Alright friends, I'm saying goodbye now. If you liked today's video, you can help me out by giving me a super like, a thumbs up. And I invite you to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. I'm sending you a big kiss. Mwah! Goodbye!